Hello everybody, it's Victoria and I'm back. So it has been a little while. I kind of was going through a book slump and then just wasn't really super inspired to make any booktube videos because of that. But I am back with a kind of ISATRAT wrap up, which is the I Suck at Readathon's Readathon, which was hosted and started by Sam from Sam's Nonsense. I'll put links down below, and also a Friday Reads because it kind of ties into that. So let's start off with the readathon. The first challenge was to read the smallest book on our bookshelf, and that for me was dun, 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 Binti by Nnedi Okorafor. This is an adult sci-fi novella. It's very short. I want to say like 90 pages. And basically we follow Binti, the main character, and she is part of a peoples that doesn't really want to leave Earth. This is set in the future, quite a ways in the future. They are technologically advanced, but they are just very insular and don't want to leave. But she is in fact accepted to a university and decides to leave and go and travel. And this is what happens as she travels to that university. I don't want to get into it because of spoilers, but I really enjoyed this. I gave this 4 out of 5. And then transitioning into our Friday Reads, I actually had the second book in the trilogy. The last book is coming out in January, but this is the second one, Binti Home, and this is a story after she's gotten to the university. She's been there a year and has decided that she needs to travel back home again. So I am currently about 50 pages into this, and we'll probably dig into this over this weekend. I'm really enjoying this series a lot, and I'm glad to have finally read something by Nnedi Okorafor because I'm really enjoying it. The next challenge was to read 10 pages a day, and so I decided to do that in this big one. This is the Complete Tales and Poems of Edgar Allan Poe. So this is actually part of a bigger project that I have ongoing, the Poe Project. I am trying to read all of his short stories by Halloween, October 31st. So far, I've read about 13 or so stories in here and am enjoying it a lot. And so yes, I did read at least 10 pages a day in this throughout the week, and so I did accomplish that goal. The next challenge was to read for at least 20 minutes a day, and I did that with actually 3 different books. So the first one was Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco. I made that up so hard. So I did this Monday and Tuesday. I read about 20 minutes in this, or more actually. And I ended up DNFing this. The main character in this, essentially, she is a student who is learning anatomy and she's dissecting corpses and stuff. And so she decides to kind of try and find out who Jack the Ripper is. He is stalking London right now. And unfortunately, she's a little bit of a snob. She likes to say how she is so very different from other girls because she likes to dissect corpses. But at the same time, she likes to dress up and wear pretty clothes. But then, in the next turn of breath, she is criticizing other women for liking pretty dresses and jewelry and that kind of thing. It really rubbed me the wrong way. She's also breaking a lot of social conventions, which is fantastic, breaking gender roles. But then when Thomas, another boy her age, does the same thing, he doesn't, act towards her in the way that society dictates, she gets mad at him for that. So essentially, she's just a really big hypocrite. I couldn't deal with it, and so I ended up DNFing this and giving this 2 stars. So because I DNF Stalking Jack the Ripper, I needed to find another book to read for 20 minutes a day in order to complete this challenge. So I chose The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson. This is kind of a classic horror story. This is your prototypical modern ghost story, haunted house. And I thought it was okay. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed the beginning part where we follow Eleanor, who has been taking care of her sick mother for the past 11 years, and so she really hasn't developed any friends or social skills, and it's just really interesting to see kind of her naivete and see how her psyche is like a little bit different than maybe some ordinary people's. And then we kind of get to the Hill House, and I just didn't always understand characters' motivations. Sometimes I was confused as to why they had a certain reaction to it. I thought that the characterization could have been better, that we could have delved more into their personalities and really what caused these people to tick. And so unfortunately, I didn't love it. I also thought the end, I don't want to get into too many spoilers, but I thought that Eleanor's kind of shift, again, don't want to get into spoilers, I thought it happened way too quickly, too rapidly. And so while I absolutely appreciated that this is sort of the prototype for the modern haunted house story and a psychological kind of thriller, I just didn't love it. I am definitely looking forward to reading more Shirley Jackson stuff because I think there was a lot of good stuff here. And so yeah, I gave it 3 out of 5, and I read it Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So then Friday, I needed today. That's today. Today, I needed to pick another book, and that one was Seduced by a Stranger by Eve Silver. This is, I want to say like the 5th or something in the series, which I haven't read because they can be read as standalone novels. This one is a sort of Victorian Gothic romance, so I was interested in that. I believe Eve Silver is a self-published author, and I am about 60, 70 pages into this one, and so far really enjoying it. We follow Catherine, who is going to visit her sick friend, and of course we have that kind of oppressive ambiance in this kind of remote location, and her sister's cousin is kind of creepy, and we don't know what to make of him. I really like that Eve Silver does a great job of creating a very creepy atmosphere. This is a very atmospheric book so far from what I've read, and she doesn't shy away from the dark side. I would say this is much more of the thriller side of things than the romance side of things as of right now. Trigger warning, there is animal abuse in this. Just wanted to let you know that. But so far I'm enjoying this, and I will continue on with this throughout the weekend. And finally, moving into more of that kind of Friday reads, what I'm doing this weekend, literally. I'm gonna go with that. I just picked up from the library And the Trees Crept In by Dawn Kurdigic. Oh, I just butchered that. I'm sorry. This is actually a YA thriller. I didn't realize that when I picked it up. When I put it on hold, I thought that it was adult, but it's not. But that's okay. I actually have started this. I'm about 27 pages in. It's about 2 sisters who escape from their very abusive father and find shelter with their aunt in this kind of creepy manner. And one of the sisters swears that the trees are slowly creeping in and that there is a strange boy in the woods. One of the other sisters is playing with an invisible man who can't see in the basement. No one else can actually see him. And it just sounds really creepy. There's actually kind of different, if you see, it's not all just straight everything lined up. There's kind of interesting things going on with the font. I wouldn't say like so far as Lumine, that kind of formatting, but still enough that it's kind of interesting. It isn't your just typical narrative. So so far, just 27 pages in, it's really interesting, a little bit creepy, and looking forward to that. So that's everything that I read for the I Suck at Readathon's readathon. I was able to finish all of the challenges. Super happy about that, especially after my reading slump. And I was able to pick up a few things for this weekend, have a couple books that I am looking forward continuing reading. So what about you guys? Are you reading anything especially creepy? If you notice, I have definitely gotten into the spirit of this time of year. It is my favorite time of year. I love all things creepy and spooky. So let me know down below if you guys are diving into those types of books as well. Thank you everyone for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!